Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kamilla and you are watching Kamilla's Yoga. Today we are going to go through the basics of a headstand. I'm going to do the tripod headstand when I interlace my fingers, place my hands behind my head and I pop up into a headstand. This is one of the first inversions introduced in any yoga practice. It has extremely many benefits, which you can Google. It'll come up. There's a lot of research connected to this position. It's also called the king pose in yoga because of all its many benefits. So today I'm just going to go through the basics with you. It's not going to include a warm-up, so let's jump right into it. If you would like, you can just pause the video, do a couple of sun salutations, and we're ready to go. So first I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to walk you through the steps, piece by piece, step by step, and then you're going to pop right up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the spot on my head that's going to come down on the floor. So I have a block. You can use a book or anything else to balance on your head. On top of every head, there should be a flat spot, a little spot that's like flat. We put the something on our head, and where we are able to balance it, that's the spot going down into the floor. Yeah? So notice I'm lifting my chin. Now if I do this, it's gonna fall down. So make sure your chin is lifted, because this is the position that we want our head as we are on our head, upside down. All right, once you have that, you have step number 1. Step number 2, how far apart are the elbows going to go? Now, in order to find that out, you are going to wrap your hands around your arms and you are going to find shoulder width apart. So if you see now my elbows and my shoulders are in line with one another. Yeah? So if my fingers only touch the upper arm, you see my elbows are wider than my shoulders. We don't want that. So make sure your arms can wrap around your upper arm and you have your spot. Next is we're going to put the elbows down on the floor. We have our shoulder width apart elbows, and then we're going to open the hands. I interlace my fingers and I open my palms. So I interlace my fingers and I open my palms. Now, what I like to do with my little fingers is I like to keep them next to each other. So when you interlace your fingers, one pinky finger is going to come on top of the other. What I do is that I put them next to each other so I have some sort of a base to lean on. Now, once I have that, my shoulder width apart elbows, open my hands, interlace my fingers, open my palms, and both my pinky fingers are touching the floor. Now I'm going to place the back of my head into the palm of my hands. What happens is that flat part of my head is down on the floor. I remove the shoulders away from the ears. Yep, so shoulders are away from the ears, and I come up on my tippy toes. From here, I want to walk my feet closer to my head. You can keep your legs straight, but you don't have to. They can be bent. Walk them as close to your head as you can, shoulders away from the ears, and from here you're bending one leg and then the other and coming down. We're going to try that with both legs. I'm just going to walk you through the steps and you can decide if you want to do them with me, if you want to pause the video, or if you just want to look through it and do all the steps after. So the next step is to lift both legs. There are several ways to do that, and I'm going to show you different ways of lifting your legs off the floor. So we have our positions in our arms. We're walking our feet close and we're bending one leg and then the other. Draw your navel in and see, one, if you can lift both feet off the ground. The reason I keep my feet bent and close to my upper body is because I'm not going to be able to fall that way, because weight is in front here. So if I'm falling in the direction where I came from. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep the weight in front of my head in order to fall the way in the direction that I came from if I'm going to fall. So the next way to get up and a way to practice with your legs straight is a scissor-like position. Let me show you. We find our hands in the positions of our arms and head, and we come up. Now I'm lifting one leg and I'm seeing if I can lift the bottom leg off the floor, and I'm staying here. I know that this leg here is behind my head, but it doesn't matter because this leg here is closer to the floor. So even if I'm falling, I fall this way. I need to have the top leg a little bit further back in order to balance. So my legs work as some kind of like balancing tool in order for me to balance up there. Next step is to slowly put the feet together, and you can do that in different ways. So we find our positions in our hands. You come up, making sure the shoulders are strong, and you can either come here, you can straighten, and here you want to draw the navel in. Yeah, this is the first way to come up. The second way, one leg, and then slowly closing the feet together. And then a little harder, both legs together. But what are you going to do when you're up there? Well, you want to press the elbows and the underarm into the floor, shoulders away from the ears, and drawing the navel in. You can also squeeze your glutes, but you want to be able to, or my recommendation is that you're able to do headstand without squeezing the glutes, so that eventually you can start moving your legs. Because if you are dependent on squeezing your glutes at the top, then you are not able to move your legs in variations because they need to be straight and the glutes need to be tightened. Another tip I have for when you're coming up with both legs straight is, instead of thinking of yourself as a straight pole, think of bending from the hips tiny little bit. Let me show you. So I'm coming up, I am gathering my legs, but instead of keeping them completely straight above my head, I am keeping my hips above my shoulders, but my legs are a little bit in front. This way, if I'm falling, I'm still gonna fall this way because the weight is closer to this side than that side, okay? So keep a slight tilt in your pelvic, and then with your belly, with your navel tightening, pressing through the elbows, shoulders away from the ears, pointing your toes to activate the muscles in your legs, you're able to straighten. And then to come down slowly, lower, and always end up in child's pose after, in order to get the blood flowing back to your heart and the rest of your body, because it's all up in your head. So that was a quick short video of how to do a headstand, it was intended to be like a short video for you to know the drills and then practice in your own pace, in your own time, again and again until you have it. You're of course welcome to use a wall if you'd like. Just make sure your shoulders are away from your ears, you're pressing through your elbows and the bottom of your underarm, and your hands are strong into the floor. You're activating your belly through your navel, and you're trusting yourself. One of the by far biggest reasons people are or are not able to do a headstand is because of what they're telling themselves. So if you tell yourself you can do it, well, you're going to be able to do it. But if you are telling yourself you're going to fall, well, you're going to continue to fall, yeah? So see if you can shift that mindset and that mental, talk you have in your mind, and then watch yourself grow. If you want to step away from the wall, but you are not quite ready to do it by yourself without the wall, make sure you check out my other video for how to support each other in a headstand. So bring a friend to your mat and share the practice, and you will all be able to learn how to headstand. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment and remember to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.